Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are talking about a brand new launch here from Hermès. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. As many of you know, I'm a makeup artist and also esthetician, and I now have an online beauty consulting service, which is where you get to talk to me one-on-one about any beauty concerns you might have, whether you need product recommendations or if you need tips or advice about the products you currently have. The benefit of my service is I don't work for any brand in particular, so I will just give you my unbiased advice. So if you want to make an appointment or if you want to get a gift card, just click the link in the description box down below. All right, so Hermès Beauty came out with a brand new line of blushes as well as some makeup brushes for the cheeks. Here in Canada, we have 9 shades available and they all retail at 103 Canadian plus tax. There are also 2 face brushes, a regular handled blush brush, and a mini travel size. The travel size brush retails at 66 Canadian plus tax, so it's quite affordable compared to the blush. I picked up the shade number 19 called Rose Abricot, which is a rose apricot shade. So the description of the blush here reads as the following: a blush with a semi-matte finish, embossed with texture resembling silk twill, a fine, silky, long-lasting powder for a luminous, radiant complexion. Those are all words that I like to hear. At once ethereal and compact, its ultra-light pigmented texture allows for color intensity to be tailored as desired, softened or asserted. Okay, so it could be sheer or more intense. I'm hoping it is quite buildable. And it also says that the long-lasting powders cling to the skin at the first touch. The reason I went with number 19 Rose Abricot is I love anything peachy, slightly warm toned. I find it really suits my complexion. And this was the shade that I first saw and was first drawn to. I went back and forth between this one and Rose Tan, which looks like a beautiful, like natural, almost bronzy blush color. I think the tan color will be my next purchase in this line here. But this was my gut reaction, my first instinct. And I think when this launched, I remember I was on Instagram, and I think a lot of us collectively lost our minds when the lip enhancers, the blushes, and the brushes all came out. There was a bit of a free-for-all, but I knew that this was the color I wanted. I made my purchase through Holt Renfrew, and I went through the associate named Jessica. She's fantastic. So if you need a contact or an associate through Holt Renfrew, I will leave her contact information down below. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the detailing and packaging of this blush. First of all, the case is absolutely stunning. I love the white with the Hermès logo embossed at the bottom. It fits perfectly in your thumb, so it just feels very comfortable to open. It just feels like it was very well designed and engineered. I think the white and gold motif and inspiration here is just so classic and so beautiful at the same time. The mirror inside here is a pretty good size. It is a compact, so it's not going to be huge. And something interesting is that the blush has a light floral scent. It's not too intense, like you don't notice it the second you open it, but when you get closer, there is like a soft powdery floral scent. So if you're very sensitive to those types of things, just be warned. Now, this silky powder blush says that it has 6 grams of product, and it also says that you have 12 months to use it. Once you open it up, that's quite standard. Just as a quick comparison, my Chanel blush here is 4 grams of product. So you get a bit more with the Hermès one. I would hope so because it is quite a bit more expensive. It also says here that this blush was made in Italy. Now, if you look really closely at this blush here, you will see a small little dot. So this is because these are technically refillable. So you can get the recharge or refill of a different blush and swap them in. Now, I only got this blush here, and I've seen a few people, I think Jennifer at Just Glow Firefly, Tavia at Chic Profile Official, have tried to swap out the blushes, and they don't look very easy to do. It appears as though the blush inside here is glued down, which is good because I don't want it to fly away. How you're supposed to swap these out is you have a little pin that you push in the center here, and then the blush is supposed to pop out, and then you swap them in and out. But it appears as though they're all glued down, so it looks a little bit tricky. I mean, I like the idea of the refills, but also this is Hermès. I'm not exactly buying these because I'm trying to get a deal. So I see what they're trying to do. It's unfortunate that it's not really as seamless as we'd like. They're not magnetized. The pan, like the blush pan itself, is not magnetized. So once you push it out completely and it's unglued, it's kind of just loose in the world. So just be mindful of that. As I stated, I think the packaging is beautiful, but I do think that there's room for this to be a little bit heavier, just like a little bit more hefty. Something about luxury packaging to me has to be very weighty. It has to feel very significant. And while this is beautiful and it is slightly heavy, it's not like a feather, I just think that this could be weighed down just a little bit more, just to feel more substantial. The packaging that it comes in is also really pretty. It's made out of recycled fibers and materials, and then you have the orange box inside. So all of this is really lovely. I can definitely see myself and other people holding on to the boxes just for decorative purposes. So I do like that there's a lot of little extras here and there. Now, the travel brush is made out of synthetic bristles, but if you get the regular blush brush, that one is, I think, is made out of goat hairs. So this brush here, I cannot describe to you how incredibly soft it is. It feels so beautiful and silky and luxurious. It feels so wonderful. It definitely feels luxury. And this does feel quite weighty and substantial. It feels luxury. I love the two-toned metal and a little Hermès logo at the bottom. It feels very luxury. I got this because something about this to me just looked a little bit nicer. I like the idea of a travel brush. I'm not traveling now, but God willing, I will be in the future, and this will be coming with me to help me feel very luxurious. It says here that the travel brush is ideal for use on the go. Its metal handle has a white lacquer and brush gold finish at the same time. It's slanted, so it's supposed to help with the contours of the face. I like this type of shape of brush. This sort of triangle on the bias here is really good to just sculpt in the cheekbone. And again, these bristles just feel so soft and so lovely. I cannot wait to use this with you. So the packaging here for the brush also is made out of some recycled materials and fibers. It has the orange classic Hermès color. Now this brush here is actually made in China. I thought this would be made in France or Italy, but this travel size brush is made in China. I think the next step is to go ahead and apply this beautiful blush here. But for those of you who are curious, my lipstick is Hermès. It's the Satin number 21 Rose Épicée. It's a really beautiful color. I'm using a sample here, but I may have to purchase it full size. All right, so let's dip in with this beautiful, silky, smooth, super soft blush here, or brush, I should say. So as you can see, you do get quite a bit of pigment here, just with a few taps. So I'm gonna try to be careful because I think that this will be quite buildable, hopefully. Now I did do the rest of my makeup off camera. I just have my regular foundation and concealer routine. I would say that this is quite buildable, but it also is sheer at the same time. Like even if you see a lot of pigment on the brush here, it doesn't always translate to a lot of color on the cheek. So you do have to go in a couple of times to get the color payoff. I am also going in lightly at first just to see how this wears, but it is buildable and I am seeing the color payoff that I want. It is this beautiful apricot-y, slightly warm toned blush. Okay, so this is the blush application. I think it definitely has a little bit of that warm orangey undertone on my complexion. This is what I wanted, and I think you definitely can build it up a little bit. I went in a few times and it is a nice silky blush. I know it was described as like semi-matte luminous, and it definitely is a bit luminous, but I would also say it's quite matte. It's not going to be extra radiant, at least not this shade in particular. I can't, testify for the other colors, but I find with this color here, it really does look quite matte. It doesn't give me lots and lots of luminosity. I guess like a little bit here, but it's not like the Hourglass blushes. It's not going to be like that. It's definitely more of like a soft matte. I guess you can see a bit more glow, like I said, in the center of the face here, but maybe it also depends on the color that you get. Okay, so the final question. Is this blush worth it? Is it worth the price? Okay, so it's Hermès, first of all. So it comes with a pretty steep price tag. I like this blush. I like the packaging. I think it's beautiful. I like this little color that I'm getting today, this sort of warm toned, slightly coral orangey shade. I really like it. However, it is so expensive, and I think something we have to keep in mind is that this is permanent. It's not limited edition. This is sticking around for a while. I think a lot of us kind of went a little crazy with the release because it's so pretty, and I know a lot of people bought all of the blushes, all 8 or 9 of them. I know some people bought every single color, and you know what? You do you. Do whatever brings you joy. Personally speaking, I plan on getting the rose tan color. However, I will be picking that up hopefully in a sale. A lot of you have asked me if Holt Renfrew will be having another spring sale. I haven't heard any news about it. It is April 21st as I'm filming. I haven't heard any news. I've heard that when the sale arrives, the associates only get 1 or 2 days notice. So I haven't seen anything yet, but last time, like this time last year, we had the sale around now. So fingers crossed that this Holt Renfrew sale will be soon, and I will definitely get another blush at a sale price. The wear of this blush is really lovely. It's been about 4 hours since I filmed initially. I had to take a little break, but the blush looks the same. It wears the same. It doesn't really fade away. You don't have to reapply. If you wear a mask, there might be a little bit of transfer and a little bit of fading if the fabric rubs on your cheek, but if you just wear it normally, it should stay in place. Make sure to sound off in the comments down below. Did you join in on the pandemonium? Did you get the lip enhancers? Did you get the brushes? Did you get the blushes? Let me know which shades you got, what did you skip, and why. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that little notification bell on the side so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. So on that note, I think this is all I have for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.